Hey everybody, welcome to my weekly live update on what the heck is going on in the mortgage markets. This one is going to be short, sweet, and to the point. TGIF and TGIM. So we all know what TGIF is. Thank God it's Friday because we're heading into a nice weekend. TGIM, thank God it's March because February has not been our friend. February had bad economic news for mortgages. Interest rates went up in February. The housing market slowed down a little bit because really sensitive right now, the housing market is to interest rates and to buyer demand. But activity is way up. We have a lot of buyers who are saying, hey, is now the time I should buy a home? It's really the point of getting tired of waiting. You're waiting so long, you're hoping for interest rates to drop. They haven't. They've come down some. I'll show you really quick what's happening with interest rates. But the fact is, people are getting tired of waiting, but they're kind of holding off on pulling the trigger. And here's why. So if we look at this chart here, this is the average 30-year fixed rate. And I'm going back here to basically October. So we hit the peak in October of over 8% interest rate, bounced a little bit down. And then right at the end of October, we had some good news when it comes to inflation and the Federal Reserve. And we saw interest rates drop significantly. And literally from October 31st to November 3rd, we saw rates go down by like almost over 0.5% drop in interest rates. And then they kind of bounced around a little bit. So you can see that going down does not mean a straight line down. Even when it goes down, it bounces up a little bit in November, and then it comes down some more. And then we saw a really big drop at the end of November, and then it bouncing a little bit, and then a really big drop in December. But now we're seeing kind of the trend moving up. And we've seen interest rates moving up, and they're bouncing around a little bit here. The hope is that coming in March, we're going to get economic reports that are going to help us. But it's all about what are we predicting the Fed is going to do. You've heard me say that over and over and over again. Let me turn off that screen. It's all about what's the Fed going to do and what is that going to mean to the market. So the Fed's meeting in a few weeks, but we first have to see what's going to happen next Friday with the jobs report. We're going to have the inflation reports that are going to be coming out the week after that. And February was defined by high employment and high inflation. And if the jobs report next Friday comes in strong, your next live stream from me on the market will be next Friday. We'll have that jobs report in hand. If that comes in even stronger, rates are going to be even higher in March. My hope and expectation is we're going to see a pullback a little bit in the jobs numbers. We're going to see revisions to last month's numbers. That's going to help interest rates. Right now, we're pushing over 7% on average for interest rates. Again, that's the average. Lots of things about your situation that can make it higher or lower. But what does that mean to the housing market? What I'll tell you right now is demand is strong. The buyers are getting closer and getting qualified. I've literally been busier in the last 60 days getting people pre-approved than I was in the last 6 months. Okay. It's been crazy the number of people who are out there wanting to pull the trigger on buying a home this year. And that demand is pent-up demand that's going to drive up house prices. It is going to push people to spend more on the home just simply because of supply and demand and the nature of competition. And so the simple moral of the story is if you are thinking about buying a home this year, so is everybody else. The sooner you get ready and the sooner you take action, the more you're beating out those other people. If you wait for interest rates to drop again, you're going to be right with the masses and you're going to be competing with all of those people. So really think about what your goals are and how we're going to accomplish your goals. If you haven't sat down with a lender, I am interviewing for that that opportunity to be your lender. And so if you have questions about anything, my contact information will be down below. I also can show you really quickly here. Let's get this up here. Right here is right above me. There you go. You can click that link right there and you can get started on the home buying process. You can download a mobile app and set up an appointment and we can get started with talking through the loan process with you. Thanks so much for listening. Talk to you all next week and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.